What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a review of the Mystery Ranch Load Sling pack. I'm wearing it right now. I'm out here in the woods, and I'm going to give you a good in-depth honest review of this pack. Now, as you guys know, we're gear makers too, so we know quality gear when we see it, and you know, we need to give credit where it's due. So let's get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and review this pack for you, and let's see what the good features are of this pack and what it can do. Now, you know, one of the things I noticed, guys, online is there's not a whole lot of reviews for the Mystery Ranch Load Sling online. It's just really hard to find any video reviews of this pack, so I figured I would do an in-depth review on this backpack and show you guys what it can do, what it's capable of. You know, it kind of annoys me when you find quality gear but you can't really find a lot of information online about it. It probably goes with the price point. It's not a cheap pack. It's about $500. So you're not going to get a whole lot of reviews on packs like this. So, you know, I figured I would give you guys my take on this pack, and maybe it'll help you in your decision-making process. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm wearing the Mystery Ranch Load Sling right now. And I'm just going to kind of, you know, show you exactly what it's capable of doing. Show you what kind of loads we can carry in this thing, show you how durable it is. You know, guys, this is an awesome pack. I'm just going to say right out of the gate, it's an awesome pack. I urge you to buy it. There's a couple things I don't like about it, but we'll get into that later. I use it for hiking, mostly just you know, kind of walking around the farm, doing chores, stacking firewood, carrying my chainsaw up the mountain if I need to cut down a tree. These are all things I use this pack for. And as you can see, I've got my chainsaw right here off to the side. And over here I've got a couple other packs I'm going to show you that integrate with the Mystery Ranch nice frame after we detach the load sling attachment of this pack. All right, guys, so this is the load sling. So how this works is you're basically going to unbuckle these straps right here, and this just lays out flat, and then as you're going to see, there's some buckles here. So what you want to do is just loosen these up. And they have these these locking buckles, which are really nice, especially for a pack like this, because if you're carrying heavy loads like I do, you're definitely going to need that to make sure your straps don't slip on you. Now here I've got my chainsaw. This thing is not light, guys. I like to carry this thing around in my pack if I'm going up the mountain, which I'm going to actually have to loosen this up a little more. Okay. I finally got the chainsaw loaded up. It's a little bit of a chore. It took me about, I don't know, 2 minutes to do it. But I'm gonna try to get this thing on my back. It weighs about, I think about 20 pounds. It's not too heavy. But I'll just show you kind of how this works. Get it up there on my back. What I always like to do is get my waist strap done first, and then buckle my sternum strap, and then tighten up the shoulders a little bit. And then you have your load lifters here. You want to pull those a little tight. So guys, as you can see, I've got my chainsaw loaded up here on my back. It wasn't too bad. It took me about 2 minutes. You know, I just had to undo some straps, loosen up some straps and stuff, but it feels really nice on my back. You know, I honestly, I don't even know what's there. I mean, it's so comfortable. So what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna take a hike up here, up the mountain a little bit, and just see what this thing can do and how comfortable it is. I'll just kind of give you my take on that, okay? snag there. All right, guys, we made it up the mountain. Whew, it's a little bit of a chore, but I tell you what, you know, you're carrying 20, 30 pounds on this thing, you don't even know it's there. And it distributes the weight really well. You know, as you can see, I was very balanced. I wasn't like swaying side to side, tripping over myself, anything like that. I used to carry around the USMC ILBE pack. It was a good pack, it really was, but you know, it would really tug on the back of my neck and my shoulders. I would load it up with 40 pounds of gear and go rucking back in the mountains with my wife. And remember, we took a camping trip year before last, and it was miserable. The USMC ILBE pack, it's good if you're carrying lighter loads. They advertise up to 120 pounds. I couldn't imagine carrying 120 pounds in that thing. I will tell you what though, I have carried up to, I'd say 60 pounds in this pack right here in the Mystery Ranch backpack, and it has far exceeded any rucksack I've ever owned. So we're gonna head back down the mountain, guys. I'm gonna show you a few more features of this bag and try to wrap up this review for you. All right, guys, we made it back down the mountain, and I've got the load sling laid out here. I'm going to show you some more features with this pack. So what I did, guys, I know all of you have probably seen Hill People gear, Kafaru, some of these other brands like Eberly stock, and you'll notice that a lot of those bag makers, they focus on the sling attachment and then dropping bags into that sling attachment so it's more versatile. Now that's actually one of the things that I don't really like about Mystery Ranch, is that their segment is not really customized towards that consumer that's looking for the ability to drop different packs into their sling attachments. So you have to buy the load sling, and then you have to buy other packs separately with the nice frame. They don't sell bags individually like this to attach to the nice frame, unfortunately. Now, I've personally reached out to the management at Mystery Ranch. They said they don't really have any plans to do that. But they did mention, I think on their website a year or two ago, that they had plans to do that in the future, but it's never come into fruition. So that's something I would really like to see Mystery Ranch do. They make some very high quality packs, but they really need to expand on that and tap into that customer base that's looking for more versatility without having to spend $1,000 on 2 packs and have a redundant nice frame system. And what they tell you is that, you know, yeah, you have to buy 2 packs and then you can sell your nice frame on eBay. Nobody wants to fool with that. But anyway, so what I've done is I've sewn together my own bag. And this is just made out of 500 Cordura, 500D Cordura. I've got it stuffed with some sleeping sacks here. But I'm gonna kind of show you how this integrates. You just basically put it in there, just like we did with the chainsaw. It's gonna strap in. It's gonna buckle in really nice. All right, guys, we're all strapped in now with my custom bag that I made to fit into the Mystery Ranch load sling here. Now, as you can see, it fits in there very well. This is about a 100 liter bag that I've made, give or take, maybe upwards of 110 liters. But this allows me to basically pull this out when I get to camp and then stack up firewood in the back of the load sling once I get to camp, so I can just kind of, you know, pillage around the forest, throw some logs in there, carry it all back at one time. That way I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time when I get to camp. You know, when you're hiking back in the mountains and, you know, you're tired, you're worn out, you don't want to make a whole bunch of trips carrying firewood back to the campsite. That's just a real pain. So what I like to do is when I get to camp, I like to drop the load sling. I like to drop my pack out of the load sling and then go find firewood and load this up with firewood. unfortunately, guys, my camera died while I was in the woods, so I had to bring it inside to do a tabletop review, but maybe I can cover some more aspects of features of this bag and you can get a more, close-up on the bag indoors. All right, so as you can see, guys, I have the bag that we made here. Now, as I was explaining before the battery died in the last cut there, we made a bag because we want to see this more versatile. We really want Mystery Ranch to make a pack, make their nice frame with the ability to purchase standalone packs just like this. Now, you guys will see in a previous video I did how the Pittler bag integrates with the Mystery Ranch nice frame. So you can actually buy this Pittler bag separately. You can buy this as a standalone bag. Now, what this attaches to, though, is their military light frame, I believe it's called. Not the nice frame, but their military light frame, or their I think it's their hunting frame. I'm not really sure what the name of it is. I'll have to go back and look. But this is not made for the nice frame per se. However, you can do a simple switch of the buckles to standard ITW side release buckles, and it'll integrate perfectly with the Mystery Ranch nice frame. So you can essentially take off the load sling and attach this 40 liter bag, this day bag or overnighter, or you can use it as an assault pack and attach it to your nice frame. And it also has kind of a little shelf here too, so you can actually pack some stuff in between this and the frame as you're hiking or hunting or whatever you're using it for. However, while that is an option, it's not a very convenient option because it's not specifically made for this. It requires you to hunt down buckles, change all the buckles out, which is kind of a pain, but it still works. What I would like to see Mystery Ranch do is make a bag, or make a line of bags, maybe different sizes, just like Hill People Gear does. And they're pretty, Hill People Gear, they're really covering the market on this, guys. And Kafaru and a couple other makers. Not many, but the ability to drop a pack in there that just integrates with their frames. And so you can take this out, like I was saying earlier, when you get to camp, and you can throw it aside, pull out your tent, all your sleeping gear, set up camp, and then you can go out in the woods. You can go back out in the woods with your load sling, and you can stack up firewood right here, and you can take it back to the camp with you. Or you can put a jug of water, and you can walk down to the river, bring some water back to camp. There's so many different things you can do as far as that goes. So I would really like to see Mystery Ranch integrate that into their product line. I think that would be wise for them to do. I think it's very unwise that they're continuing to go without doing that. I was very hesitant in buying the Mystery Ranch or the Mystery Ranch load sling for that reason. Because I have two of these guys. I have their overload pack, and I also have this because I wanted the load sling. Now you can buy the load sling separately. You can buy the Mystery Ranch overload or the ruck or the mountain ruck, and you can actually detach those from the nice frame, anything that uses a nice frame, and you can buy this separately for about $100. But you have to contact customer support to do that, which is kind of a pain also. So you have to wait on them, and they're a little slow. Only downsides to this pack, really, that I see. But it would be nice if you could buy the nice frame as a standalone frame, which they don't offer. When you're spending $500 on a pack, you expect a little more versatility. The problem with this is you have to buy either the load sling, or you have to buy the overload pack, or their mountain ruck, or any other nice frame pack as a whole kit, which can range upwards of $1,000. So with this kit right here, it was about $500. But then I still have to buy a whole other pack unit, which the overload was about $700 or $800. So right there, you're at $1,300, $1,300, just so you can have a more versatile system. But I don't need two nice frames. So then I have to turn around and sell one of these, which I tried to do, and I can't sell it on eBay. Nobody's buying anything right now. So just keep that in mind, guys. You might get stuck if you take that route with an extra pack that you don't need, or you can give it to your wife or your best friend, whatever you want to do with it. But me personally, I would like to see more versatility. I would like to see these guys take this concept and make bags like this, maybe in 100 liter, 120 liter, then maybe down to like a 50 or 40 liter, and then maybe even all the way down to like a 20 or 30 liter, so you can go on small day hikes and not have to own different backpacks for each purpose. And you know, I would also kind of like to see the ability to, I don't know, remove the hip belts a little easier. It doesn't seem like they remove too easily, and they're attached to the frame. And that's just a minor gripe. You can hike around with these unbuckled if you want to. But it would be really nice just to see a little more versatility with these packs. Now, another downside that I really am concerned about, it may not be a concern, but you can look on some forums, guys. I'm going to try to get a close-up here. Try to get a real good close-up here of this. You can see a little bit of fraying right here. It's not really fraying, but you see those little strings? You see those little fuzzies right there? Now, I've worn this pack twice. What you just saw was the second time I've worn this pack, this particular one. Now, I have another one that I've worn several other times, but this particular nice frame, this is only the second time I've put this on. The first time was just to try it on. The second time was what you just saw in the video review. So, me hiking around in the woods with my chainsaw on. So, as you can see, this is starting to peel significantly already. And, you know, it's doing it down here too in the waist strap area. I don't know if you can see that. You wouldn't expect this with a $500 pack, is all I'm saying. So I actually reached out to Mystery Ranch regarding this issue. And their response to me was basically, that's how the packs are made. It's a peeling process to protect the mesh lining on the pack from getting worse. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm not so sure I'm really convinced on that, because we use military mesh here in our workshop, and it does not fray like this. And I have owned an older Mystery Ranch pack built on the nice frame that did not fray like this. It's only their newer line that's doing this. And you see it's fraying really badly on the shoulder straps. Now, it's not compromising the quality of the pack, I don't think. It's not really affecting its mobility or durability anyway, and they have a lifetime warranty. They say, well, if it gets really bad, you know, where it's not functional, you can send it back. But who wants to do that? You would expect for a $500 pack system to use, I guess, better quality materials. I just don't think this is normal. I don't think it's really soft, and for a military grade pack, you would expect this to be a little more durable, I guess. But that's my only real concern there as far as that goes. Otherwise, guys, this is a great pack. I would definitely pick one up. I've used Hill People gear, very comfortable packs. In fact, I find the Hill People gear frame, their Decker pack frame, to be just as, if not a little more comfortable than the Mystery Ranch nice frame. Again, that's hard to tell. I can't really compare the two because they're so closely aligned in comfort. The only thing I didn't like about the Hill People gear Decker pack frame was that it was very, the shoulder straps were very thin. Now, I like the concept, right? Because you can shoulder a rifle easier with thinner straps and this and that. That's great, but they were really super thin. And while I didn't have a problem with them cutting into my shoulder blades or anything while I was wearing the Hill People gear pack, it was really hard to get on because they have this weird system going on with their shoulder straps that kind of attaches with a strap down here, and it hangs loose. And they say it's like a suspension system, and it works. It works, I will agree. But it's kind of difficult to get on. This is where I really think I like the Mystery Ranch nice frame better, because it's a little more durable. It's not as flimsy. It's a little more conformed to your body. It hugs your body better. And I just can't even feel the load on my back. I mean, the same thing with the Hill People gear. I've loaded it down with 60 pounds too. No pain, nothing. And I've hiked around many miles in the mountains with that pack. And I may do a review on that one later, but I've hiked many miles with this pack too and never had a problem. So I would say they're both very comparable. I just like the Mystery Ranch nice frame a little better. It's a little smaller. It's a little more compact. and I think there's the potential for more versatility here. The Hill People gear just has like straps all over the place. It's just like a big web, just straps all over, and I really didn't like that. And I didn't like that their load sling feature was just a thin strap, like about this big, of Hypalon material, and it wasn't as thick and durable as the Mystery Ranch, and it didn't have the ability to really attach any pouches and stuff on the back. So Mystery Ranch definitely excels in that department, except for the versatility of being able to throw bags like this into their sling. You can do this, but you have to purchase these separately. So you can purchase bags just like this one from Hill People Gear. You can purchase them from Kifaru, from Eberly Stock, other brands, and they'll integrate just fine in the Mystery Ranch load sling. But who wants to do that? If you're like me, if you're a gear junkie like I am, I want all my gear to match. It's an OCD thing, I guess, but I want my gear to match. I want it to not have any issues as far as compatibility goes. So it'd be really nice for Mystery Ranch to be able to do that. Well, that concludes my review of the Mystery Ranch Nice Frame Load Sling Pack. It's a great pack. I would suggest picking one up if you're looking to get into this market of hiking around in the woods while being able to carry all sorts of different types of loads on your back. You can carry anything in this thing. You can carry your child in this thing. I've seen people actually do that. I strapped my daughter in it once just for fun, and she was 10 years old, and we walked around, and she was all over the place. So she was laughing and giggling. So these things will carry some weight. And I read a forum once where a guy carried his wife out. She got really sick on the trail. I think she weighed about 100 and something pounds, and he carried her out on the trail several miles, hiking her back out to their vehicle with her on his back with the Mystery Ranch Nice Frame. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, if you're looking to get into that area of wanting to use a frame pack and drop different bags in it, currently Mystery Ranch doesn't offer that option, but you can purchase bags separately from different manufacturers, or you can make your own like I did. But who wants to do that, right? It would be really nice for Mystery Ranch to solve that problem and make their own line of bag-only options to drop into the Mystery Ranch Nice Frame. But anyway, guys, that concludes my review. I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe to our channel below. We're going to do more gear reviews, and if you guys like these reviews, just give us some ideas. Give us some content you would like to see on various products. We know a lot about pretty much all the gear makers out there. So if there's a certain product that you want to see us do a review on, let us know. We'll do a review on it. We'll get it out there for you. Take it easy, guys.